Hey, folks, welcome to the Generational Gap. I am Robert, your resident Gen Xer, and right over there is John, your resident millennial, the one and only John. How are you doing this evening?
Actually, pretty fan-fucking-tastic. And I'll tell you why, Robert.
Why?
I'll tell you why. As you know, I've been learning how to kind of fiddle a little bit.
You've been fiddling
Uh,
around, right?
been fiddling around. And I recently had a breakthrough. So that was pretty sweet.
Sweet. You broke your fiddle? Or, like, did you
No,
just
no,
slam the
unfortunately
bow
not.
through, or what?
No, I just suck slightly less
Suck slightly
than I
less.
used to. Yeah,
Um,
which is nice.
I need to know, John, have you been up on the roof yet?
Not yet. I'm not good enough for that.
I don't know
I'm
if you
like a
have.
fiddler in the basement at this point, alright? I'm
I
not
don't.
ready for the
I
roof.
don't know
That's
if you have to be good.
a little above my pay grade there.
I don't know if you have to be good. I don't know if you have to be good. We are coming through on all channels, right? It's weird. When we first going in, it said we had 3 people on YouTube. Now it says we have none. I see Elephant Man over there that says "Who dat?" But do we have anybody? What's going on? I can't tell.
Nobody likes us, man. What are you gonna do?
Should get out there on Discord and yell at these people and say, "Hey, get your asses in here!"
You motherfuckers. We don't pay you to sit around in a Discord server all day to not join us.
Right?
Well, we don't pay you,
Well, there's that, right? We
but we certainly don't pay you to do that.
we pay them with presents.
Our presence.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they should be lucky too.
So I'm doing
I'm trying
fan
to get
fucking
into.
tastic too, John.
Yes, sir.
My house is finalizing up, John. It's done. We got just almost everything we asked for. Surprisingly enough, we got way more than we expected, and I'm very thrilled with that. The market in
Hell
Orlando
yeah.
is supporting us getting our house sold at a maximum amount, and I'm okay
Which
with
is
that.
amazing.
We are looking good. Green lights going for having plenty to get set up on this new property. I can't wait. I'm excited. So it's
Hell yeah.
next, right? Only one final hurdle to get through, and that's the getting the hell out of here and getting to the new place and waiting for it to all get set up.
Yeah,
The
it's all
setup.
logistics at this point. You know, the hard part's over.
Well, yeah, yeah. It's about 2 months worth of logistics coming up, though.
Well,
It's going to be a little rough and tumble, but we'll do what we can. We'll see what we can do, and all I know is I'm happy right now, baby. I mean, it
hell
worked
yeah,
out.
dude.
It worked out nicely. But so anything else going on with you besides the little bit of fiddling? I noticed you were cucking around the other night.
That's right. Yeah, I've been exposed. They
Yeah.
found out my secret. Found out my secret. Yeah, so yesterday, I did a little streaming of Cuckold Simulator, which is it was a pretty silly little game. It's out for $2.99, $3 or $3.99 if you want to get the Koof mask, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Still need to find it though. Uh, but yeah, it was a fun little game, and I plan on playing it again. Might be able to play it tomorrow. I'm not sure. Let's find out. But
you know,
yeah, yeah, it's a fun game. So check it out. It's on the channel, and
I have to
there you
say,
go.
John. If anybody had asked me, I could have told them that you were a cuck without you having to
But no one
pay
asked.
pay for a
So
game, and you know, show everyone how much of a cuck you are. But
right, no one
I
asked.
see Quest
What are you
Fanning
gonna
in the
do?
house. What's up, Quest Fanning? He says, "Oh, I just missed a secret. Did you miss a secret? Did we tell? Were we telling a secret?
We were that I
What?
was exposed
Oh, that you were
as the
exposed.
cuck that I truly am.
Yeah. Well,
That's right.
you know, once your relationship goes a little further with your girlfriend, it'll be very, very
Oh
apparent.
hey, the Mad Ones
The
has joined us.
mad
Oh,
ones.
that's
I remember.
Cam.
That's
I
Cam.
remember they were a guest one time.
Did you guys start on the real time zone again? Yeah, this is we started at the
We
same
always start
nine.
on the real time
It's the
zone,
same
huh? Not sure
9:30
what you're
we
talking
always
about.
start off on Wednesday nights. Come on, get with me. Get with it.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
on. Good to see everyone tonight. You know, we're just here. We're here. We got a little bit going on tonight. We got a couple of things to talk about.
Yeah, real quick, a reminder
Remind.
of the things that are in our description.
They're down there, right there.
Down there in the description. Yes, before we get started. We have, if you wish to support us, we have a Buy Me a Coffee. in the description there. First one there. We have a one-time donation option or monthly with different tiers, different perks that you can get. So if you like us, you can support us there. It's a great way to do so. And if we get to $100, like I was saying before, if we get to $100, I will do a drunk gaming stream with the people who have supported us. So if you would like to be a part of that, if you'd like to see that, you can just donate at Buy Me a Coffee. And then we also got a Discord server, which is a lot of fun. Cool people are in there, stuff like that. You get to talk to. No, I can't really verify the veracity of the or the quality of the people, I guess.
Oh no, 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 no. We would
They're all
never. We
right.
would never.
Yeah, they're all right.
We would never confirm the
Good group of
quality
guys
of
in there.
anybody that's around us.
Um,
Hell, we
that's
can't
right.
even.
Never.
We can't even solidly confirm our own quality. I mean,
Oh, certainly not.
no,
Certainly not.
no.
Uh,
But we can blow smoke up your ass. We will blow smoke up your ass.
oh, for sure. And that's not no extra charge. That's our guarantee. Um, and then yeah, our Twitter. Got the Gen Gap P. The
At
link
the
is also down
Gin
there.
Gap P. Uh, Cam, just FYI, hugs are always free. These have always been free.
Always.
Always in life,
Now a
hugs are
deluxe
free.
hug.
Mm-mm.
A deluxe hug
No, no,
is
no,
$2.
no, 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 John, that's called a reach around, and that's prostitution. So no, you can't give those. Those are illegal in most states. Uh,
What about this state in Florida? Is it illegal? I don't know.
what prostitution?
What reach arounds? I guess.
Nothing is legal in Florida unless you get caught. That's how it works in Florida, right?
He only asked to also give you an HJ. Oh
Hell,
yeah,
hell in Florida, most of
yeah.
the time you can just get away with shit, and the media will cover it. And as long as nobody prints your name, you're good.
As long as it's
As long as
funny,
you're
you can
just
get away
Florida
with
man.
it. Like that's the rule.
As long as it's just
Yeah,
Florida man does this, you're good. You can get away with just about anything you want. Uh, the
that's right,
close-on
boys.
hugs are the free. The close-on hugs
That's
are the
right.
free ones. I actually, who was it that who was the singer that did that? Did a song, and he was, but he, like, for the video that he did, he went around on the streets just giving random hugs to people, asking people if they wanted a hug.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that turned into like a meme for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I was just talking to my neighbor today, and she was
Well,
like,
there
"Look,
is these days.
well, she was talking to me. You know, my wife and I are very generous, right? I mean, it's like,
Hmm.
we'll give of our times and our time, our whatever, our effort, whatever the
Yeah,
case may
way to
be.
toot your own horn, Robert.
No, we
We
just
get
are.
it. We
That's
get
how
it. You're
we are.
kind and
Like, so
generous.
we helped her build a garden in her backyard, get her started as a gardener, because she was asking for help and everything. And I was offering her some plants and different stuff today, and she's like, where do you people come from? What? And I'm like, we're just, it's just, she and I are just good old country people. That's where that's where our roots are. But I'm like, this is how people need to be. She's like, well, my daughter is making me open up more to being social with people. And I'm like, then embrace that, and nurture that in her and nurture it in yourself. Get to know your neighbors.
Hmm.
It is these kind of things that we're lacking in today's society, right?
Oh, for
Everybody,
sure.
everybody approaches each other with apprehension these days, and it's like, you don't have to. You can just approach people in a very open way, and most people will be open to that, surprisingly enough. You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I still hold out hope for humanity, but, I'm not going to change. I'm going to be nice to you when I meet you. That's just how I am. I'm not a
Yeah.
dick, and that's what we need. So that's why hugs are always free. I'll give somebody a hug. I'll give people now. There are a few people I'd be like, no, I'm not going to hug you, because you might
20 bucks, bro.
you know,
20 bucks for you. Yeah.
I'll be nice to you. That doesn't mean I trust you. But uh, Elephant Man says apparently in Canada you can't even shake hands. He says he
Oh yeah,
likes.
somebody got arrested for that.
Really? Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Quest says I
Oh yeah,
like
it's a
that one line
dystopian
in
nightmare out
Hamilton.
there.
In Hamilton, when they're talking about going to New Jersey for a duel, and they say nothing is legal in New Jersey. Substitute Florida, right? I've never seen Hamilton. Have you seen Hamilton? I've not seen Hamilton.
I have not.
Yeah, see,
'Cause
that's
I am not a rube.
so. See, maybe that's the thing in Canada. They're nice to everybody else, but not each other. They don't give a shit about each other.
Right.
That niceness is just an act for all foreigners and
Exactly.
shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. See, okay, I know that I'm known on this show for like spewing hatred towards Canadians, but do I not have a point? Do I not have a point? They're putting up this facade, this fake politeness
Right,
at you.
right,
Why? Why? They're up to something. I'm telling you,
right.
they're up to something.
You know when you dress your Mounties as they look like dandies, uh,
Yeah,
something's up, right? I
there's
see.
something going on, man.
I see Ed in the house. Haven't seen Seawall. Has he shown up? Is he around? No, he hasn't
No,
lurked
he
in.
doesn't like
Sorry.
us tonight.
But anyway, hey, John, I got something to show you. Like you like spooky stuff, and I'm
Spooky
questioning this.
stuff, yeah.
I'm questioning this one, but I want to share it with you and see what you think. This
Share
a
away.
woman is freaked out after her and her friends were having a girls' night or something like that. It's over in England. It's not, why is it always over in England? But you know, it almost being that it's in England, it gives a little more veracity. What with all the culture and history there, you know, for these kind of things. But her and her friends took this picture, and I'll get it up here on the screen real quick because, of course, my computer, the OBS wants to be like, what? There we go.
Oh, I see the thing that's supposed to be spooky. It took me a minute to actually
Right.
find
So
it.
these are 7 friends. They took a picture,
Looks like there's actually 8 friends there.
right? But she's been freaking out. Like there was a news article about it and everything. She's all freaked out. She said that they don't know what it is. And I looked at it and I can't tell. I don't know, John. Is it a Halloween decoration? Is that what it is? Is that what we're looking at there? Is that a Halloween decoration? Is it?
Yeah,
See how
yeah,
fuzzy it is and all of that. I
yeah.
don't know.
No, it's totally shops or something. I don't know, man.
I was
Like, come
like,
on.
hey, you never. Hey, I don't know. I got to give people the benefit of the doubt for about 30 seconds, long enough for you to go, no, that's got to be faked. Um,
It's true.
but no, I was like, oh, okay, that would be kind of freaky though if it were real. If it were real. Um, uptight ninnies, exactly, Elephant Man. But see, it is.
Fucking
It
Canadians,
happened over in
man.
England, and you know they're known for having all sorts of ghosts over in England, right? I
Well,
mean, all the
yeah, but that
castles and
also,
everything, and
yeah. The millions of people slaughtered all the time
right.
throughout
How
the
many
centuries.
thousands and thousands upon
Millions,
thousands of
yeah.
millions of people have been slaughtered there,
Oh
right?
yeah, shitloads.
I mean,
A lot of horrific deaths. Uh, but I think that also kind of means that people are more likely to fake it as well, because they're like into that.
right. But do you think they'll
You know what I
fake
mean?
it till they make it?
Well, they've made it, so I would think so. I mean, they're in the mirror.
All right. So,
That's probably about
John,
as far as any a picture like that's gonna make it.
I'm going to share this with you, so it'll kind of make a smaller screen. But I don't want to. I don't want. I'm not going to
Like what
actually.
Quest says.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right one first.
Maybe they were high as fuck and forgot the eighth person.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's what Quest was saying, yeah.
Well, whatever it was, it looked like it hurt her feelings. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on and off about English people though, because like at one point they're Proto-Americans, so it's kind of cool, but at the same time they're also Proto-Canadians, which is totally not cool.
mm.
So it's like I'm not sure exactly how to feel about yeah.
All right, so I'm
I don't know.
sharing my screen with you, but now, folks, I'm not going to share this next video from the video aspect. I'm just going to share the audio, but this was really funny, in my opinion. I think this is very funny. I think other people might laugh at these jokes too. So, but just for a little bit of setup, you know, SNL has had its ups and its downs over the years, but one of the things that has been somewhat consistent throughout is funny weekend updates. Like they've always done good with the little news spot that they have on SNL for most of the time throughout their history. They had their season finale this past weekend, and there's a segment that Colin Jost and Michael Chi do on the weekend update where occasionally they'll write a joke for the other one to read live for the first time. Right? They're presented with it at that moment and they have to read it, so they try and set each other up, kind of like Ed tries to do to us on here, and trying to get me bait us into saying something on the air. But I had to share these, and it should come across pretty well in audio. But just wanted to. I don't think we'll get hit for the audio, but I was a little worried we might get hit if I showed the video too. even though it was in a news article. I don't know. I can't trust Susan anymore, right?
You never could.
But anyway, here we go.
Ugh.
Well, guys, tonight is the last
Can you
show
hear
of
that?
the season, and Shay and I have decided that our end of the year gifts to each other would once again be jokes.
Yeah. So we're making each other read jokes live on air that the other person has never seen before.
And the idea is to keep it fun, light. No one's going to get canceled. No one's families are going to get threatened. You know, have fun.
Sure, we'll see. Well, why don't you go first? That's fine.
An obese monkey in Thailand named Godzilla has been sent to a special facility to lose weight. Officials realized the monkey was overweight when a bunch of black guys kept hitting on it.
That's pretty racist, Colin. Las Vegas is opening a pop-up vaccine site in a strip club. And don't worry, the strippers say the vaccine is a lot like Michael Che. Very quick, and you can barely feel it go in.
Pretty good.
Warner Brothers is producing a new movie in which Superman is black. And a black Superman actually makes a lot of sense when you remember that Superman was abandoned by his parents as a baby.
God damn.
Well, I knew you'd like that one, so here's another one. Warner Brothers
Poor
is
white
producing
guy.
a new movie in which Superman is black. In this version, black Superman's kryptonite is an honest day's work.
Got him.
San Diego police are being investigated after video surfaced of them using excessive force on a homeless black man accused of urinating in public. But I say great work keeping our streets clean, boys. Yes, sir. Anything the police do is all right with old Mikey Che. I know I'm probably the only black man brave enough to say this on live TV, but blue lives matter even more. Oh,
It's really nice of you.
okay. Whoa.
This week, construction began on a new hip-hop museum in the Bronx. And I know that we've had a lot of fun with me reading racist jokes that Michael writes for me, but because our country is already divided enough, I'd like to use my platform to say something that everyone of all races can agree on. Woody Allen is innocent. He did nothing wrong. And before I go, I just thought of another punchline for that black Superman story. Black Superman will be referred to as the Man of Steel, spelled S-T-E-A-L.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, I just had to share it. I thought those were kind of funny. Now, we may get in
It's
trouble.
cute.
We could get in trouble.
We're probably gonna get in trouble.
You think? Hey,
Probably.
they did it on national TV. How bad could it be?
Well, no, it's not. We're not gonna get in trouble for that. It's because it's copyright.
But it was
We'll
just
see.
audio. It was just audio.
We'll see.
Prove where it came from. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
But anyway, we can edit it out if we have to. But I just wanted to share that, just in case anybody
We-
else missed it. Some of those were kind of fucking funny. The Superman jokes were my favorite. Those just had me in stitches. I'm sorry. I mean, an honest day's work. I'm just saying it's not true. It's just funny.
Right.
And that's what's important.
Funny
isn't it?
because of how absurd it is.
Right? How absurd could it possibly be? Anyway, so John, do you like potatoes? Do you like potatoes?
Oh, I'm a fan. In fact,
What if
I will say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's only a few things I won't accept, which are sweet potatoes and vodka. Sweet potatoes are an abomination. vodka, also an abomination. No.
Well,
Other than that, fuck.
so what if I told you Oregon? There's a few counties in Oregon that are wanting to give Idaho more room to grow more potatoes.
I'm a fan.
Are you a fan of that? So right now there are
Very
7 rural Oregon counties that have voted in favor to become a part of Idaho because they can't stand being part of fucking Oregon anymore. They want to
I don't
get
blame
out
them.
from underneath Oregon's governance, and they're asking Idaho to take them on. And then there are 5 other counties that are putting it forward, considering it as well. I think it's 5 more counties are also considering it as well. So a total of potentially 12 counties in Oregon just want to get the fuck out of being Oregon and be like, we want to go. We want to grow potatoes. They said they're blaming all of this on everything that happened at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and after the GOP tried to recall Kate Brown, they said we've had 2 legislative sessions in our state capital where Republicans walked out and denied votes because for these rural communities, that was their last-ditch effort to make sure their livelihoods were protected. So this was the natural solution to all of those and learning from all those other experiences. So I don't know. So how does that? But how does that work? How do you like? Can you redraw state lines that way? Like can you cede as a county from your state and become a part of another state?
Um,
How does
I
that
mean, I'm
work?
pretty sure. Yeah, because we had like Virginia became Virginia and West Virginia. That was like fairly recent. Not obviously relative to the country's age, not, to the human, not to the human lifespan, but yeah, recently for the in terms of the country's age. Let me see. When did
But yeah, so I don't know if that falls under. I don't know if that falls under.
1863? So that's, yeah, less than 200 years ago.
I don't know. I don't know
So I
how
mean, it
that.
certainly can.
So does that count as like a? Is that a secession from the state, and another state acquires?
I think it's just a transfer of.
Really? Well,
Like,
it'd be,
yeah,
it'd
I
be,
guess. I don't know.
but that
I
would
don't know
take
the ins and outs of that.
So it would represent 21% of the state's population, but about 70% of its land, based off how centralized the government is, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So the proposed, 18 full and 3 partial Oregon counties account for about 860,000 people, just along the border. I don't know, man. It's, I mean, because if that's the case, why? Maybe Florida needs to take over like the lower half of Georgia and Alabama. Any states that we're touching, that gives us Mississippi too, right? So we just need to expand
Yeah,
our borders
so
and kind of push out a little further, get some more land.
I don't know. I don't know. I think we just need to cut our losses and just secede from the whole country. That and we actually can't do that to Alabama or Mississippi. Probably not Georgia as well, because you know how those at least Mississippi and Alabama have like that tiny sliver of
Tails.
their land that goes to the coast or to the
Right.
Gulf.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we can't take that from them. That's not allowed.
Eh,
That's like they specifically have to by whatever law was created eons ago.
too many laws.
Oh wow,
Quest
yeah.
says
So
no.
I,
That would
I
be
see.
less red in the Senate. What if we took part? No, I'm not saying take all of it. Just take part of it.
Maybe
Because
I don't know. It depends on where.
we would get more Senate
Rural
seats if we had
areas,
more
sure.
land.
Rural areas, I would say we don't need more of that.
Well, that's
bullshit.
why South Georgia would be great. Would be a lot of rural land that you could
Well,
take
they got
up and
Savannah,
use
don't
for.
they?
Well, yeah, but that's over on the coast. We don't need it off the coast if they don't want
Yeah,
us
it's
to
over on
take
the
any
east,
coast. You know.
Right.
But Quest says we need a South Virginia too, so we get another red state. Virginia's gotten so swamped by D.C. that it's turning blue.
Virginia is turning blue. So is Georgia, though.
Elfman says,
yeah,
I
if we
support
take
Florida.
this other point,
I support Florida
go ahead.
becoming its own country and bringing every county that wants to go to. I agree. See,
Yes,
uh,
yeah, 100%. And we could do it too. We could do it. We
um,
have we have the technology.
yeah,
No, we have we have the money. Like Florida is an extremely rich, not extremely rich, but we're rich enough, right? We have the mouse here. You can't fuck that up.
Well, I think what's going to make the difference is again, we're in a situation where
Yeah, your house seats is what. Yeah, he meant house seats, and
your Senate seats wouldn't change. The House, what in Florida? Well,
the
no.
house would.
Well, Congress. I
Yeah,
meant
the house is
congressional
based
seats.
on
I meant congressional seats, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere we have seats in Congress, right? Whether it's the House.
secession now, secession forever. Correct. Ron
Um,
Helton. Ron Helton always correct about secession.
but
So I'm actually looking at the map for the Greater Ohio plan. They're really trying to take over like most of the land.
who is? But
The Greater Idaho movement. I'm
Yeah,
on
but-
their
well, but that's
actual
not
organization
Idaho
website.
trying to get them. That's them
No.
saying we want to. That's Oregon that's done the
Yeah,
Greater
yeah.
Idaho movement. So Idaho
Correct.
is just like, hey, they're coming to us. But yeah, they would get a lot.
Yeah.
It would broaden out the size of Idaho quite significantly.
Oh, massively. And they even have a plan for a phase 2 going into Northern California. And they have this tiny one county in Washington, Southeast Washington, that's on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to watch how that turns out. I don't, again, to see how it's done and how that is enacted, if it does go through, will definitely set some sort of precedence. Because I won't expect it to be the last.
Let me share this screen real quick. So I can show you the map.
Show me, John. Show me.
Let me show the map. Alright, can you see that?
Except I need to move this. There we go.
Oh, well.
So what do you got?
You can see the map, right?
Yeah, I see Idaho.
Okay, so yeah, Idaho, and then they're going to take all of this land. They want to give all of this land to Idaho. So law would be suited for a rural economy and red state values, cost of living lower, would be free of low-income Trump voting counties, right? Everybody wins. Idaho no longer landlocked, increased tax revenue, and then of course, yeah. So there's that one little county I was talking about in Washington, and then there's a phase 2, like a coming soon under
Is that from
development.
California?
That's Northern California, yeah.
Wow. Now, see, I wouldn't imagine Northern California wanting to give up any of its land. But now they have talked
Probably
about
not.
splitting into 3 different states in California.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the kind of
So maybe
reach
this
I would
is,
think as this one. And then you have all their populations, Trump vote, per capita income, personal income.
Now
Maybe
see,
California
now
probably.
this is a good example of a state that is literally splitting on party lines. I mean, or political lines. It's it's really interesting because I can't imagine
Yeah.
that this won't start something bigger, right? I mean,
I hope
because
so.
there's other places where people look and think, oh, maybe that's not a bad idea, you know. Look around, what's around Texas where people might think, oh, well, maybe if we became part of Texas. I mean, this could start a movement that redraws state lines, and then gives a better point, jumping off point for secession. Galaxy Searcher says split North Georgia and combine it with Tennessee if Georgia continues to be blue. Hey, now I would
Galaxy Searcher, that's a new name.
right
Welcome.
now Georgia is an excellent example of a state that something like this could. In fact, like the north of Atlanta, well, I would say north of Athens, Georgia, and everything south of Macon, Georgia.
Okay,
that
yeah.
is red, whereas you've just got a belt through the heart of Georgia that would be blue, right? So I could see
Moving that
Georgia
Georgia
splitting,
line up a bit.
right? I could see the
That would be
lower
cool.
half of Georgia coming to Florida and the upper half going to someplace like Tennessee. something along those lines. And that's a state that would be a great, easy split to do
Yeah.
when it's all said and done. Because I lived up there for many years, so I know for a fact that's about where you would have those party lines drawn. Because yeah, Atlanta is definitely blue at this point. Blue balls in Atlanta. Helton says AOC is practicing secession. Her mind has left her body from the severe trauma of the insurrection.
Yeah, oh my God.
I saw something on, it wasn't The Onion, it was something else, another funny rag paper, but they had an article where she said she was literally killed at the during the Capitol riots, and her this was just her ghost now. It was a fake article, right? But it was
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
as
it was
shit.
probably Babylon B or
Right, and
something.
she appeared. She was standing at a podium with a sheet over her head in the picture. All right, that's funny as shit because she's gone off. She's seeing a therapist. She's so traumatized. I'm like, Jesus Christ, lady, you want trauma? I don't know. Go visit the Gaza Strip. There's some trauma.
Go to Afghanistan. Go to Iraq. You'll find some trauma there.
Have you seen what's going on over there in Gaza? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Go and watch some clips on Reddit. I made the mistake of watching
Oh my
looking
God.
looking at different clips of different stuff, but there
First
were
of
a lot
all,
of those in there, and I was
no
like,
one should ever go to Reddit. Firstly, also, no one should ever go to Reddit and watch videos.
well, I mean,
Never happens.
this
I
is
don't care
it's
what
just
they're up.
it's just a stream where people post videos that they've done out in public. Mostly, it's about Karens. It's called Freaking Out in Public. It's mostly about Karens out on the street and that kind of stuff. But a lot of people were sub-posting things about Palestine and Israel on there too. Just, and I was like, oh, that's some crazy shit going on in there. We gotta, something's got to be said about it. It's got to be talked about and left alone. But something does factor into that factors into something I wanted to talk about tonight with Ron DeSantis. We talk about all of this going on in Washington and everything, and when we talk about presidency, and again, I still think DeSantis has got a strong shot at 2024, and maybe in the interim, we can start to swing more towards a red-minded thinking as we get to the 2022 elections. We might see some flips. We might see some more red come out in the next two elections, whether it be the midterms or the next primaries. But Ron DeSantis just signed a bill into play here in Florida this week, the beginning of the week, and it's a big tech legislation. And basically, what it does is it gives you and I here in Florida, right? He addresses places like Twitter, Facebook, these social media sites as the public square, and he wants to stop big tech censorship. So basically, what he's allowing, it says, is that if, for instance, you and I are getting censored and we feel it's unfair, we can now file a lawsuit against these companies for that censorship, or for deplatforming us, whatever the case may be, if we feel it's unjust, and it will go to court and be heard. But also, and this was the part I loved, it also makes it illegal for them to deplatform a running candidate.
Right.
Or an in-office candidate. So you can't deplatform any Florida individual, right? Or you can't deplatform them here in Florida. So, for instance, knocking Trump off Twitter, that would mean he would still have to be able to be seen here in Florida. Or Florida can sue those social media companies for deplatforming that candidate. Now, I think that is fantastic, and tells me even further that DeSantis is going to run. And he made a very good point, because there was, of course, when he's talking about this, the press conference, right? A reporter said, "You're loyal to former President Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is now a resident in Florida, and he was deplatformed. Is this bill for him?" And DeSantis said, "This bill is for everyday Floridians. This is what we've said, and it will allow any Floridian to be able to provide what they're doing. But I do think that's another issue that has been brought to bear. When you deplatform the President of the United States, because Donald Trump will always be a President of the United States. But
Can't take that away, even though they tried twice.
right? But you let Ayatollah Khomeini talk about killing Jews, that is wrong. And that is one of the most amazingly good points.
I don't know. I think that's more of a deflection. That's
No.
Like a standard.
He said no. This bill is for
the
Florida.
standard politician's deflection, right?
Huh?
He was asked a specific question about, is this for Trump? He said it's about everyone. Also, quick deflection to, what about this guy talking about killing Jews, right?
But is that not a great point? That to
I mean, I'm
show
not saying
the
it's not a great
bias,
point, I'm just
to
saying
show
that
the
it's-
bias of, for instance,
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. But I'm saying that has nothing to do with what the actual question
Well,
was.
I mean,
That's
and but that's of course, with politics, you never give a definitive. You're right.
Yeah.
You don't say yes or no. You just answer. This bill is for everyday Floridians. Well, Trump counts as a Floridian because he lives here.
Right.
John, sorry, I'm assuming you heard that knocking.
Yeah.
That was my granddaughter, but okay, all right. She's just sorry. My granddaughter's over with her mother doing some stuff, and she gets
Right.
excited to see Grandpa.
Naturally.
But anyway, no, I didn't mind the answer because I don't think it is about Trump. I think it's more about making sure that as he moves forward in his next bid for this state, if he does in 2022, and he makes his bid for the presidency, this is a protection for him, right? He's self-protecting, and then so Trump is a part of that. Fine, you can't deplatform Floridians without taking the chance that they'll sue you, and that's that.
Yeah.
I can see what you say. I see what you're saying about a politician's answer, but you've got to expect that, right? And so
Yeah.
it's almost the same as don't apologize, right? Don't give a concrete answer. You can't say no, this isn't for Trump, because technically it is for Trump because he's a Floridian. It's for every Floridian. And so I like his approach on it, but I also like the fact that he points out the hypocrisy of it. He lets it be known that he's not going to stand for the hypocrisy of this bullshit that's going on. They don't. I don't know. I get censoring Trump to a certain extent. Putting things up. But before you click through this, understand that this is controversial. I can get that. It's like a PG warning. But taking him offline, I don't know that I was 100% for that because again, free speech.
Right.
But
It's a private company. It's not.
Well, that's
It's
and
not.
that's where I still can't figure that one out though. I mean, it's like it's I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird dichotomy to be in. I almost feel sorry for them for the position they're in because
They put themselves there.
Well, it's the day. Well, no, I'm talking about in this day and age where everybody plays the blame game, right? So the idea that people can go on to Twitter and say whatever they want, and if Twitter does nothing about it, then Twitter becomes the bad guy in the media and the eyes of everybody because they're not censoring it, right?
Oh.
And if they do
They're only
censor it, then they become the bad guy in another way. It's like
Yeah,
they're
but nobody cares. But the media's on their side if they do censor people.
right.
So
But the
there's no problem with that part, right?
Well-
they're not damned if you do, damned if you don't.
well, there's media
It's
on
damned
both
if you don't.
sides. There's media on both sides. They get
Yeah,
ba-
but there's one driving the culture. There's one side that's driving the culture. You
Sure.
know this. You know
But,
this.
I mean, but when it all boils down, that's about people, right? There's people on both sides of the fence that are applaud them when they censor, and others that that bitch when they do, right?
Yeah, but who cares about them? What power do they have? Right, the ones who just bitch, like us, right? What power do we have? What recourse is there? Nothing.
I don't know. What do you do as the CEO of Twitter when you're looking and you go, I've got to piss off
Right. That's what
half of my users and take the chance that half of my users are going to walk away from using this. So half of our income could
No, they
go
won't.
away, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
eh,
They're not
or
leaving
is
Twitter.
or
Where are they going to go?
could they bank on the Schadenfreude? Well, I don't know. There's other platforms out there that.
No, no, they're all full of Nazis, Reverend.
Oh,
You
is
see,
that right?
they're all the
Is
other ones are
everything
full of Nazis.
They're all full of Nazis.
That's ask any leftist, ask anyone who watches mainstream media. Any alternative to Twitter is full of Nazis and racists and fascists and all this stuff. So you're not going there anyway. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's I.
So there
I
is
see-
no
there's
alternative, it's Twitter,
When you're
that's
talking, yeah, I guess the Schadenfreude of the other side, whichever side it would be, is always super big, right? There's enough people that want to sit there and watch it, and and feel outrage and speak their outrage. The irony is, the people that are outraged by free speech on these social media platforms don't pay attention to the fact that they have the free speech to complain as openly as they would want to, right? You'll be able to say whatever you want in complaint about this because everybody's able to without censorship. No. That's got to be
well,
stopped.
no, but they've never been censored for complaining, so nothing's changed.
Right?
You know. Yeah.
I don't know, John. So, I mean, it's, how, I don't know. Nobody wants to be insulted, John. Nobody wants to be made to feel bad.
Fucking bad.
How are we
Too
ever going to get
bad.
out from under this fucking heavy security blanket, this electric blanket we're under that's just heating us up constantly because nobody wants to get their feelings hurt?
Unfortunately,
fucking
we have to go
tired of
through.
it.
Unfortunately, we have to go through some really bad times in order for that to happen. Things seem to be so bad that no one cares the words that you use anymore, because this whole, delicate, like, walking on eggshells, PC culture can only exist when there's decadence, when there's enormous amounts of wealth, when, because now we have time for that sort of privilege of being offended by things and that mattering, as
Right.
opposed to where am I going to get my next meal? I don't care. Like, I don't care that you said that word. Where am I going to get my next meal? That's what I'm worried about, right? Those kind of things. That's the only way that it's going to happen. Very bad things have to happen.
So, for
I'm not
instance,
saying they should happen. I'm just saying
right.
that's the only way it's going to happen.
But like here, here's an excellent example that I saw today that I was just like, holy shit, that's awesome. Where in Indiana, a bunch of women are pissed off, bunch of women, over a job posting that they said was sexist. But it's a candy shop in Indiana called Goods. I don't know if you ever heard of Goods Candy Shop. I have. They've got good candy, by the way.
Well,
But anyway, it's in Anderson, Indiana. Randy Good is the owner, and he made a Facebook post for a job opening announcement, right? And in it, he shared his poor experience with certain types of employee behaviors, including laziness, manipulation, lying, and worse than all of those combined, what he called the splitters. And now check this out.
Splitters.
He said splitting is a behavior of girls, young mostly, but not always, usually taught by their mothers. This is the person who talks about others in an attempt to split people apart and feel better about themselves. This, my friends, is poison in action. These misguided gals have no end game. It's just spreading and stirring, all the while believing they are innocent. It's such a common thing among girls. This is where toxicity and drama find their roots. He said it's hard to deal with because many times they are good workers, which is even more frustrating. And he commented on it, and he was like, "No, I'm good. I stand behind that post 100%. He doesn't want women, girls like that working in his store or anybody like that, right? But he said
Fair
this
enough.
is typically where it happens is in girls. And so he's getting a lot of backlash from it. He said, he said, I can also say with certainty there is no cure. and male employees don't have this problem. He said boys seldom practice this. They just fight it out.
Right.
They just go to the mattress, bust it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he said he did tap. He says, "I wish to begin with an apology. As you may know, there have been things typed onto this page that are difficult to read, but not for me. Ha! I'm sorry for the language folks have placed in their comments. It's just awful." So that's what he apologized for, was the shit people were saying. But the
That's
funny
awesome.
thing is like his employees that are there, they're happy. And they're like, they're good. They don't mind their job. He gets rid of people like that. You know, he gets rid of the bad seeds.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm all for that, right? You know, but you can't say stuff like that. You know, you're not supposed to say anything like that anymore. You can't just be honest anymore.
No,
What do you-
certainly not.
Fuck 'em, right? That's what you do. You say, joke them if they can't take a fuck.
That's right.
Look, you know, the bottom. You know, I came to the same conclusion about racism, Jen. I was like, you know what? We just need to let folks be racist. Don't be active racist, right? Don't take action.
Right.
That's against the law, right? It's against the law to take action on your racism, right? Whether you deny someone a job or whether you damage their house or attack them for their race. No actionable racism, but have you seen the fucking racism in like 99% of the rest of the world?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like in just so many different. This was another thing that I was just standing out to me, like from watching different videos on Reddit, because they come from all over the world, and one of the common things that I was seeing in everything is this, just every fucking where you look, there's racism.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. It's there. And it's obviously being documented all over, and yet we want to sit around and act like we can't be racist, right? We can't
Again,
see a difference in people.
Because again, we have that privilege. We're so wealthy that we just need some adversity to overcome, and that's a huge one. Right? That's one of those, like, it's impossible to overcome it, so we're going to constantly be working towards it. Right, and then obviously we can play power games with it too, but yeah, we're too, like I said, we're too decadent, too privileged, too wealthy that we have time to be offended by bullshit.
You know, and you know, it just bothers me that we try and have these, cultural and social changes going on, and we're better than this, racism, sexism, all of this, yet at the same time we turn around and we prop up people in other countries that are acting on their racism, acting on their their religious differences, acting on their sexism. We prop these countries up. We give them money, we give them support. We do all of these things, and it's like, hold on a second. Why in the fuck, if we think we're so great and so powerful, and above all of that, why in the fuck would we give money to anybody who actively supports these things in their
Because
culture?
it's all nonsense. It's just a show. It's theater. No one actually cares about these things. Okay, no one. I shouldn't say no one. Politicians don't actually care about these things, right? It's just that they're the current zeitgeist, and so they need to be followed as a politician in order to get reelected.
I would be fine to a certain extent with, with some of the things that are going on in Washington, if we could just actively stop giving support to other places in whatever way we're supporting them, whether it be saying, yay, Israel's in the right. Fuck that. Stay out of it. No, Taiwan is a sovereign nation. No, that's not our business. Fuck that. Stay out. Quit running quit running through the canal there between it and China and pretending we're big dicks and we've got their back. Fuck that. Get out. Stop supporting all of this. Stop. We've got people here to deal with. We've got a country to focus on. Get the fuck out of everybody else's way and let them sort their shit. They'll figure it out. They'll kill each other off. They'll do whatever the case may be. They don't need us involved. You know, focus on making sure that we have trade with people who need it. Stop selling fucking guns and weapons. Get that out of your fucking asshole. Stop doing that stupid business, although I'm sure it supplies lots of money, but, you don't want to get in the middle of, you're supplying one side but not the other. Supply to everybody is great, but, then we're involved in the war, right? We dealt with that in
We were
World
actually
War
doing
II.
that. We were doing that from the beginning.
Right.
Supplying weapons to both sides. And, that's what started the War of 1812. We were supplying weapons, both mainly to France, but also to England on the side. And that eventually led to a bunch of things happened in between, but that eventually led to the War of 1812.
Well, I mean, World War II. We sat there in World War II and said, we're not getting involved.
Oh,
we're not getting
yeah.
involved. Oh, but we'll be selling weapons.
My
We'll be
point was from the
supplying
beginning, though. We've been doing that.
Right. We'll keep supplying shit, and it's like, no, get your nose out of it. Because what happened? Japan's like, oh, well, we'll fuck with the United States. The United States is involved in this too. They may have still fucked with us even if we hadn't, but no, Elephant Man. It's not. I'm becoming more and more hardcore isolationist. I want isolationism, and I want it now. I mean, I'm not going to kid. I'm never going to kid on that. I want us to shut the fuck up when it comes to the rest of the world, keep our noses to ourselves, and be done with it. But that's just my opinion, and most people don't like that. I don't know. John, what do you think?
Yep.
You're still with me right? Somewhere in there on isolationism.
Obviously.
You're still with me on that? Okay, good. Because
of
that
course.
means shutting out Canada too, keeping them to themselves. But anyway,
first, we'll stop them first.
hey, John, why don't you do me a favor and give these folks a little bit of rundown again on where they can find us, and I'm going to drop off Mike for a second and just take care of one little thing that keeps.
I got you.
One
Little tiny
knocking.
thing.
All right, tell them where they can find us, John.
Absolutely. Down in our description, we have all of our links to all of our things. The first link you'll find is our Buy Me a Coffee, which is fun for us because it's a good way for you to support us if you like us. There's options for a monthly donation, and there's also options for a one-time donation. Monthly donation, however, is we got 3 perks that you can get if you support us monthly. And check them out, see which ones you like, and we'll see you at those perks, I guess. And next we have what Discord. Discord is next. Yes, we have Discord. Lots of cool people over there to talk to. We're over there. It's actually probably the best way to get a hold of me if you ever wanted to, for any reason. Also, we have our funny video submissions channel, so that if you want your clip to be shown on a Monday show, you can put it there. That's where we draw them from. And also notifications. If YouTube decides not to send a notification out, you'll get it most likely over there. I'm usually pretty good at it. Sometimes I fail, but so does YouTube. So there you have it.
YouTube has never failed.
And we're also on Twitter. Don't know if you know that. You can find me over there, slam dunking on status and whatnot. So that's always fun. The link is down there, but it's also at the Gen Gap P. So make sure you check us out there. I'm not going to push the subscribe star,
Right.
but it's down there. Whatever.
Hey, good to see you. See you all just real quick. I say sell no guns and weapons to anybody. Keep them to ourselves. That's it. Just keep what we make to ourselves from now on. Don't sell to anybody. It just gives people an excuse. It gives people
We
an
arm
excuse.
every American with at least 3 guns per person, not per household, per
Right.
person. And then we can start selling the excess.
Well, I'm just like, let's keep all our shit here. I mean, spares are always good. You want to sell a bunch of guns to another country? Yeah, do the smart thing. Sell them, give them to us. Arm America, and
For sure.
that's how you have an isolationist country. An armed country is a polite country.
That's what North Korea is doing wrong. They don't arm their citizenry, but of course they can't, right?
Seawall says, great way to kill the gun industry. Trust me, American citizens can keep the gun industry going. Now, I'm not talking about, Smith & Wesson. They can sell guns wherever they want. That's trade. I'm just talking
Yeah.
about our shit that our military has. Oh, it's old
Right.
shit. Let's sell it to this country. Nah, stop doing that. Let's just stop.
That's what I was saying, Elephant Man. 3 guns per person, not per household, per person.
Yeah, see, there's a good place to send all
I
those
don't care if
guns.
they're as soon as they're born, they're presented with their first gun, and then after that, they get the other 2, sometime before their 18th birthday.
All right, we're gonna get the hell out of here. I got a couple of things to do. I got to go see my wife and celebrate with her a little bit after we found out about selling this house today. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
I want to go do that. And sorry, but she's cute and all that. And I like getting snuggly with her. But we will be back again on Friday. Who knows? We might talk some more about guns. I'm sure there was another mass shooting today that went on.
Was
There's been
there?
yeah, it's another one. It was crazy shit, but it's immediately demanding more gun legislation from Biden. He's like, we need more gun
Actually.
legislation as he lowers the flag. So we might have to talk about that a little bit on Friday. But that'll be on a regular episode at 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Then, of course, we come back at you on Monday night at 9:30 p.m. for a little fill in the gap, a little bit of humor to try and start your week off with, if we can get a laugh or two out of you. And then we'll also be back on a week from tonight. The expectation is that for another rousing episode of Shooting the Shit. That's at 9:30 p.m. as well. All of those times are the Eastern time zone, the one and only true time zone, not to be confused with the rest of you posers out there, all of which you know who you are. Seawall. Seawall's not our time zone, is he? Or is he? He is, isn't he?
No,
But-
he's Central.
Oh, that's right.
He's
But
a
a good
big time
point.
zone.
A good point was made earlier. Seawall and Fanning, Quest never seem to be in the room at the chat at the same time. So there might be something.
Yeah,
to
Seawall
explore
said that he has been, but I don't believe him.
I don't know. We'd have to. You'll have to find.
He
that
would
and
say that.
Show proof. But
Yeah, I think Seawall and Quest are one and the same.
they may be.
think
But
they
much
are.
love to everybody for showing up tonight and giving us a little bit of your time and your consideration. We'll be seeing you on the next time around on Friday night. John, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Peace out.
Yep, see you guys.
The war will begin.